Odessa was a port on the Black Sea in the Ukrainian SSR. On June 22, 1941, the Axis powers invaded the Soviet Union. In August, Odessa became a target of the Romanian 4th Army and elements of the German 11th Army.
Fort mit dem Grenzbaum.
Due to the heavy resistance of the Soviet 9th Independent Army and the rapidly formed separate Coastal Army, supported by the Black Sea Fleet, it took the Axis forces 73 days of siege and 4 assaults to take the city. Romanian forces suffered 93,000 casualties, against Red Army casualties estimated to be between 41,000 and 60,000. On July 9, 1941, the separate Coastal Army was created from the units of the Coastal Group of Forces. On July 22, 1941, the bombing of Odessa began. Groups of bombers twice raided the city on that day. As a result of the breakthrough of the Soviet defense on the Dniester River by the 11th German and the 4th Romanian armies, the situation in the Odessa direction became more complicated. In early August 1941, the troops of the 4th Romanian Army, commanded by General Nicolae Supurca, 5 infantry divisions, 2 cavalry divisions and 1 motorized brigade, cut off the units of the Maritime Army, 2 rifle divisions and the 1st Cavalry Division from the main forces of the Southern Front. Subsequently, it was the 4th Romanian Army that was the main attacking force in the fight for Odessa. In addition to the Romanian troops, the 72nd Infantry Division of the Wehrmacht, 2 German assault and 4 German engineer battalions, 3 German heavy artillery divisions, and periodically Luftwaffe units were also involved near Odessa. By early September, the total number of German-Romanian troops near Odessa was about 277,000 soldiers and officers. Up to 2,200 guns and mortars. 100 to 120 tanks, and 300 to 400 planes. The defense of Odessa lasted 73 days, from August 5 to October 16, 1941. On August 10, in the sector of the 3rd Corps, the bulk of the 7th Infantry Division reached Elsass, while the 1st Guard Division arrived on the alignment Strasbourg, Petra Evdokivka. In the sector of the 5th Corps, the 1st Armored Division broke through Odessa's first line of defense. That evening, the Romanian division reached the second line of defense. The 1st Cavalry Brigade took Severanavka and joined the 1st Armored Division. At the same time, the 10th Dorobanty Regiment overran the Soviet forces at Lozovaya. The 4th Army gradually closed the circle around Odessa, but the offensive was temporarily stopped by Ion Antonescu on August 13 to strengthen the line west of the Hajibay Bank. The offensive resumed on August 16. As Romanian troops attacked along the entire line, capturing Odessa's water reservoirs on August 17. The Soviet forces put up a stubborn resistance, launching repeated counterattacks, inflicting and taking heavy casualties. By August 24, despite constant attacks, the Romanians were bogged down in front of the Soviets' main line of defense. The 4th Army had already suffered 27,307 casualties. including 5,329 killed in action. Nevertheless, the Soviets were also weakened, and thanks to the capture of Kubenka, Romanian heavy artillery now threatened the port of Odessa. Over the next 3 days, there was a lull in the fighting. On August 28, the Romanians resumed their offensive, reinforced by a German assault battalion and 10 heavy artillery battalions. The 4th, 11th, and 1st Army Corps advanced towards Neliakovo and Okarzhany, only to be pushed back in some areas by a strong Soviet counterattack the following day. On August 30th, the Romanians retook the initiative, but gained very little ground. Hitler and the German High Command noted that Antonescu was using at Odessa the tactics of the First World War, depending upon infantry to make unsupported frontal attacks against Soviet trench-line defenses. The Soviets temporarily retook Kubenka, but were driven back by nightfall. Soviet troops in Okarzhany were encircled and continued to fight until September 3rd. When combined German and Romanian infantry successfully stormed the village. Meanwhile, the Romanian offensive was halted to wait for reinforcements. A German detachment led by Lieutenant General René von Courbier and comprising 1 infantry regiment, 1 assault pioneer regiment and 2 artillery regiments arrived. The Soviet counteroffensive, which was meant to break the siege, came during the night of September 21, 1941, and it was the climax of the battle for Odessa. Red Army troops established a bridgehead at Kubenka, threatening the Romanian Fourth Army's weaker right flank. The bridgehead was pulverized, with all Soviet troops withdrawing from the area during the night of October 4th. With the advance of Axis forces into the Soviet Union, Stavka decided to evacuate the defenders of Odessa. On the night of October 14, 1941, the Black Sea Fleet evacuated the garrison to Sevastopol, where most of the units were later destroyed in the bitter fighting that took place there during the defense of Sevastopol. The Black Sea Fleet also managed to evacuate 350,000 soldiers and civilians. The operations at Odessa highlighted significant weaknesses in the Romanian army, leading both military and political leaders in the country to call for a discontinuation of military operations against the Soviet Union.